Well, hi guys. Hang on just a second. What the heck? We didn't get our intro. It's okay. It's all right. It's like bingo, here I am, right? No songs to sing, just ta-da! Here I am. Surprise. Wow. It was kind of shocking to me too. Anyway, we got a lot to cover tonight. Lots and lots and lots to cover tonight. And let's start with how's everybody's weekend? That's a good start. How's everybody's weekend? Good? I hope I find you all doing well. This is kind of a trip. Hang on, guys. It's like for a minute I thought I was talking to myself. Not that it matters because I'm used to it. I'm used to talking to myself and answering myself, but this time I thought I might talk to myself. Anyway, we got a lot of things to cover. And I got something I want to say. Hello, Spudsy. How are you? How's your weekend? It's good to see you. I got something I got to get off my chest here because I feel like this Diddy trial has been a distraction for a lot of things. Everybody is paying so much attention to P. Diddy and what P. Diddy did. Now, we already know. I'm good. I'm good. I have been baking. I have turned in from Caddy Connie to Wilhelmina Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I've been making candy for 2 days. So, this P. Diddy trial has got everybody really intensely watching, right? We already know from day one that he is mean and he's abusive and he's violent and all the bad things that he's done, right? We already know that this is what this man does because this is what he does. All right. Did you know that Iran is getting ready to hit? No, sorry. Did you know that Israel is getting ready to hit Iran in the next 72 hours? Did you know that? Has anyone covered that? No, they haven't. Has anyone covered that China was doing training exercises in the ocean and now they're getting ready to not train anymore and they're getting ready to hit Taiwan? Is anyone covering that? No, no, they're not. Well, has anyone covered that Trump is getting ready to use emergency orders to cover things that were not in the bill, that they would not let pass in the bill, like no taxes on Social Security? Yeah, he's getting ready to pass that. He's getting ready to see. There is so much going on around us, everything. In fact, I don't know, Sputsy, you probably see it anyway up there in Minnesota, but I'm all the way down here at the end of the earth. If I go much further, I hit water. And we're getting ready to see tomorrow night at midnight aurora borealis. Hey, Teddy, good morning. So we're getting ready to see at the end of the earth down here at the in by the Gulf, aurora borealises. Go figure. How does that work? Did you know that? No, you probably didn't because they're not really covering that. Did you know that Japan had a 6.1 earthquake yesterday? No, you probably didn't because they're not covering that. Hi, Con. Hi, Teddy. I didn't have my coffee. I had my coffee this morning. If I had it now, I'd be up all night. So, but I have my water. Okay, so all of these things are going on. Big things, big major things are going on around us. Israel's gonna attack Iran in the next 72 hours. China's gonna attack Taiwan in probably the next week. Trump is trying to make peace for everyone, and there's little fires, like I said, little fires going off everywhere. And are we in World War III? Probably. Are we covering that? No, we're not. What we're covering is the Diddy trial because Diddy is the most popular thing right now, right? Not really. He's not important in my life. But I want to tell you what happened the other day, whether you've heard it or not. I'm not sure if you heard it or not. But Pam Bondi was sitting with a friend in a restaurant talking, having lunch. It was her mother. And her mother asked her, how come all of the Epstein files haven't come out? Why haven't anyone seen anything on that? Do you know why? Because she said, well, because there's thousands of videos. Really? There's thousands of videos? And who are on these videos? And what are we going to do about it for the people? I mean, this is a big thing. Epstein did children. So whoever is on these videos with children need to be locked up immediately and thrown away the key. I don't care. I don't care what position they hold in the government. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care if they're Democrat. They need to go. You did this to children. You need to go. Plain and simple. 1,000 videos. Have we heard about that? No. We're too busy hearing how Diddy beat his girlfriend and his wife and beat all these girls and how he has a RICO case. I mean, it's basically there. They could probably end it now. I think Diddy's a lot afraid that he's getting ready to, that he's going to be found guilty, right? All right. So, in saying that, right, what is everyone covering now? Trump is going to pardon Diddy. Oh my God, if he's found guilty, Trump is going to pardon Diddy. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. Steve Ducey, it was Ducey. Steve Ducey's son was in asking questions, and he asked, if Diddy is found guilty, would you pardon him? And these are Trump's exact words. I don't even keep up with it. I couldn't tell you what's even going on with that trial. I would have to look at the evidence, and I'd have to look at everything and make sure that the trial was fair. And Trump has got his plate full right now, guys. He doesn't have... Diddy's a speeding ticket compared to what he's got going on right now. He's not going to pardon him. He's not going to pardon him. So by following that, right, everyone's saying Trump's going to give him a pardon. Trump, no, he's not. No, he's not going to pardon him. It won't happen. He's got Russia to contend with. He's got China to contend with. He's got Israel to contend with. He's got our economy to fix. He's got to go and investigate who was using the electronic pen and was signing all of Biden's pardons. And, by the way, Biden pardoned 1,500 people. Did you know that? No, I bet you didn't, because you know why? Because they don't tell us that stuff, right? And I'm not picking on Biden. I'm just saying it's really funny how what's important we don't know about, right? But we end up finding out about it kind of where it seeps through the cracks, and then no one ever says another word about it. No. But see, that's what they're saying. Don't remember the Russia thing? How Trump was all in best friends and had spies and all this going on for Russia. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. And everyone believed it. And everyone believed it. Anything that Trump has tried to pass, I want you guys to watch this. And I want you to watch it closely. I'm sure some of you don't like him, and that's fine. As a person, I would hope that you would like Trump just as a human being, but you don't have to like him as our president. That's your own personal opinion. As I like Biden as a human being, I like Biden as a man, and I feel sorry for Biden right now, and I've been saying prayers for Biden because he has cancer. Do I think he was a good president? I think that he had problems mentally. I think other people were doing things in the background, and that's not fair. And it was obvious when you looked at him. Sometimes he stuttered and stammered and forgot where he was at, but they all covered for him. Who took the pen, who signed what, and who gave them the right to do it. That's all I want to know. And what did they sign? And what did he not know he signed? He doesn't know he signed anything. Organized crime. Exactly. So everyone's got their little fingers in the pot. Do you see it? And I'm not talking all Democrats, and I'm not talking all Republicans. I'm saying everybody's got their little fingers in the pot, and everybody's got to get in there, and somebody needs to get it fixed. That's all I've got to say. We need some honest people up in our government that can look themselves in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? This is what happened, and I stood on solid ground and said no. That's what we need. But instead, we've got, here's a perfect example, right? AOC is what? 36, 37 years old. She's been in Congress for what? About 6 years, right? About 6 years. Maybe a little more. Maybe 8 years. She has $100,000 salary. $100,000. Now, everybody knows that the last 4 years, our stock market has been plummeting. Nobody's making any money in the stock market right now. Come on. Everybody knows it. How does AOC sit on $21 million? And I'm not saying AOC is the only one. I just happened to find out that I looked at her up, and she's worth $21 million. This is the number one candidate to run for president in 2028. And she's sitting on $21 million right now. And she makes $100,000 a year. Doesn't that seem a little shady to you guys? I mean, that's an awful lot of money to make in 8 years. Just saying, especially with the stock market being as bad as it is. I don't think so. Something is going on everywhere. Everybody's getting their hands in the pot. Maybe organized crime. Exactly. We need these people out of there. There's going to come a time, and I'm telling you, and I've only been telling you for months, there's going to come a time it's going to get really chaotic outside. The streets are going to be chaotic. It's going to be horrible. Go in your house, shut your door, lock your door, stay in there for a few days, and this too shall pass. But it's going to come down because there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to they're not going to want to go to jail for their stuff. Diddy doesn't want to. Now he's trying to get a hold of the people he knows who knows. Here, let me get a hold of Kim Kardashian, who's really good friends with Ivanka, and have Ivanka ask her daddy to pardon me. Right? I didn't do anything wrong. It's all hearsay. No, it always don't work like that. We've got bigger fish to fry. We've got bigger things to do. And Diddy, you're just nothing but a parking ticket compared to the big things we need to take care of. You're going to jail. You did the crime. You're going to do the time. Plain and simple. Put him in there. Yeah, nah. He's not going to pardon him. He's got too much on his plate. Him and Diddy were friends years and years and years ago. And I think the reason they were friends is because they were up there in Hollywood together. And then once Trump got into politics, Diddy dropped him like a bad habit, which is a good thing for Trump, right? I think so. So, and I found it really interesting to know that Pam Bondi said there's 1,000 videos that Epstein has, and they viewed them. Really? Now, I don't want them to release them so we can see what the heck they were doing, because that would traumatize me horrible. We know that it was all about children, and I don't want to see any of that. But I want names. You watch the videos. You know the names. You know the people that were in them. Let it out. I want to know. I think we, the people, deserve to know who were on those tapes. What do you guys think? Don't you think that we deserve to know? It may affect our voting for the next time. If I knew that there was somebody up there doing that kind of thing to children, do you think I would vote for him? Not on your life. Nobody is above the law. Let's get this straight right now. Nobody is above the law. I don't care who you are. Teddy, you don't want to see those nasty videos. You don't want to see those nasty videos. Oh, you want to see Diddy's too? Ooh. Yeah. I just want to know who's on them. Give me a list of who's on them. I want to know who's up over there and on Little St. James on Epstein Island with children. We know of a few, we can almost guarantee you. And I'm sure those few that we know is probably, yeah. No, you're not going to see me. But I'm talking about people in high places that we already know who some of those people are. Yeah. That's what I want. I want a list of who is in those videos. And I want you to release it out to the public. And I want you to let everyone know, if we have to, let's put the scarlet letter on them. You were there. We saw the video. You participated. And this is the deal. Don't tell me who just went. Tell me who's on the video. There's 1,000 of them. Tell me who's on the video. Tell me who that you have seen for a fact was doing this. Release the list. That's all I want to know. You can bet your bottom dollar that there are some people out there right now that are scared to death that they're on one of those videos. And I don't know if Mr. E was smart enough to have a camera in every room like Diddy was, but I'm pretty sure he did it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he videotaped everything. Crazy, huh? Crazy how much these two are alike. And they never hung out together. And they barely knew each other. I have a hard time believing that, guys. I have a really hard time believing that these two didn't know each other. And I think the only difference, and the difference is now Mr. E didn't beat his people and his employees that we know of. Because his mouth was gagged shut before we ever had a chance to hear exactly what happened in court. Or did somebody get him out of prison and now he's somewhere else lurking the earth? I kind of feel that way. I don't think the man died in prison. I really don't. I never have. I think he's somewhere in a witness protection program because of the people he was around. Think about this, guys. Who could get a president of the United States to take a picture in a blue dress and red high heel shoes to put on the mantle of his fireplace? Diddy did. Epstein did. Bill Clinton, there's a picture of Bill Clinton as big as day, sitting in a chair in a blue dress and red high heel shoes on Little St. James Island in the living room. How about that? How about that? Who does that? Somebody who's got something over you could make you do that, right? I can't imagine the president of the United States putting a dress on and taking a picture, but it happened. It's there. Unless we say that it was AI. I don't think so because Hillary was wearing the same dress the night before. And that's neither here nor there. It's still a bad representation of the presidency when you're sitting above the fireplace in that kind of outfit looking like somebody's toy. So, how about that? Mr. E had control there. And I'm sure the diddler had just as much control over a lot of other people. And as the time goes on, maybe we'll find out some of them. Some we may never hear about at all until after it's done. But this is what I'm saying to you. I do not believe for 1 second that Donald Trump is going to pardon Diddy. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he wants to get his hands dirty. I don't think he wants to mess with all that scum and that dirt and all that. He's got enough he's got to deal with. He's got countries he's having to deal with that are fighting with each other, that are threatening to fight with us. I mean, a war comes way before Diddy. Sorry. I mean, everything. Who had the auto pin comes before Diddy. And if he's going to pardon Diddy, why doesn't he pardon Suge Knight? And why doesn't he pardon R. Kelly? And why doesn't he pardon? Because he's not going to do it. He's just not going to do it. I know in my heart of hearts that Donald Trump is smart enough to know that if he pardoned P. Diddy, he would lose a ton of support with his followers. Many people would walk away just because of that. I know I would. So I just don't think he would do that. The next one thereafter, this is all these wonderful things that now they're spewing out there real fast so that everybody can know. Okay, Did you guys know that Elon Musk was doing so much ketamine and he was on drugs so bad that that's the reason he left the White House? He's a big drug addict. And he was taking so much ketamine that his kidneys were failing. What? This is what the New York Times is saying. Do you believe that? I don't. I think this is another thing they want to throw out there for a distraction. So it's like, here, look at this, while we're over here doing this. Sputsy, it's not true. This is what I'm saying. It's not true. They're reporting this kind of stuff so that you can go out here and you can be looking now at Elon Musk and keeping right. He's not doing that. And Sputsy, he was just baptized and born again, right? Just so you know, that just happened about 6 months ago. In fact, I think Donald and his family took him down to have it done. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He's not a drug addict. He's not. None of that's true. None of that's true. But we're going to write an article that says that it's true. You know, like I could tell everybody that, did you know that on the list, that Mr. E's list, that Donald Trump was on a plane and he went over there and that's where he met Melania and fell in love? You know how fast that would take off? And I'll bet you there would everybody's going to be saying it now. Donald Trump met Melania at an Epstein party and she was trafficked. This is what I'm telling you. They're making up crazy stuff and everybody's running with it. You know, like Obama's wife is a man. Well, okay, but does it need to be in the forefront? Do we need to sit here and talk about it? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. I know that the first lady in France that just slapped her husband on camera is a man too. He took over his daughter, his sister's identity when his sister passed away. But again, who cares? Who cares? That's little. This stuff is little when it comes to what we need taken care of. We need our grocery prices to go down. We need our energy costs to go down. We need our gas prices to go down. We need to quit having to pay property taxes. They're astronomically expensive. For what? You can't sell it for anything more than, come on. How do you buy a house and you never buy the ground it's on is beyond me. So, all of this stuff needs to be taken care of before we worry about whether Obama's wife is a man and Macron's wife is a man, and God only knows how other many are out there. But this, follow me here. We've got bigger fish to fry at this point. We need to get our economy up and roaring. We need to get it back to where it was. We need for people to be able to get back to work. Do you know that our unemployment right now is the highest it's ever been? And why? Well, because it was going down 4 years ago. People were getting laid off, and our companies are hiring, whether you realize this or not, they're hiring outside the United States. Tons and tons and tons of people are hired from the Philippines. Tons and tons and tons of people are hired from India and all over everywhere. While we have American citizens sitting home and aren't able to get a job. Because why? Because we can't afford to work for $6 an hour. I'm sorry. Because our stuff is too high. Bring our groceries down, bring our electricity down, bring down the and then I'll work for $6 an hour. Take it back to the take it back to the 50s, and I'll work for $6 an hour with no problem. We had bigger things to worry about, a lot of bigger things to worry about. And I don't know. Right, right. And here's the thing, because see, I used to work from home, and I was one of those remote people, right? And the people that trained me, I could barely understand because they didn't speak really good English. They were all of them. All of the training crew was from the Philippines. And I'm not saying anything bad about that. I'm just saying that we've got Americans that could be doing that job. Just saying. So this is the point where Trump is saying, no, we're going to bring all of our stuff back to the United States. We're going to bring our factories back. We're going to bring our jobs back to the United States. Put these people to work. I would love to work. I would love to work. But the minute I send my resume, the first thing they do, I know I can see it. They go, 37 years in optics. Oh my gosh. Do you know how old this person is? And then they don't call. There's prejudice and racism. Well, actually prejudice in all aspects of everything. You're either too old, you don't have a degree, or we don't need a degree and you have a degree, or you're overqualified, or you're underqualified, or but we can hire these people. The real truth is, bottom line, it's the bottom dollar, right? If I can hire this person, I'm going to have to train them just like I have to train you. And you know what? And I'm going to hire them for $6 an hour. How do you like that? And they're going to feel like they're really doing great in their country. No, it needs to come back to our country. We need to quit sending money out and paying for other countries. No, see, this is the thing, Sputsy. They need to bring the jobs back to us. They need to give us the pay that we deserve, right? Because our economy is so high, or bring the economy down low. Okay? And then you can turn around and you can pay people. If people are making money and they're able to afford it and they're comfortable in whatever, I guess what I'm trying to say, if they offered me $6 an hour and I could comfortably live off of $6 an hour like you can in the Philippines, then that's fine. But I can't. Our economy's too high. Our prices are too high. Everything is too high. So we can't work for $6 an hour. That's ridiculous. No one can live on that. So they're going to have to figure it out. Either they raise the minimum wage real high so people can live comfortably and take those jobs, or they lower the economy. They lower the food prices. They lower all of this stuff where people can afford them. That's the deal. They're going to have to lower everything. And when Trump, okay, so the tariffs were to make us all on an even scale. That's what that was all about. China was living high off the hog off of us, whether you guys realize it or not. Timu was cleaning house in the United States. Why? Because you know what? Who wouldn't go to Timu and they could get their dress or their shirt or whatever for half or a fourth of the price that we pay in the United States? Of course. But that money went to China. China got that money. It didn't stay in the United States to stimulate our economy. It went to China to stimulate their economy. And of course, everybody knows that China has child labor, which I don't want that ever to happen in the United States. I don't want to see 12 and 13 years olds working in a sweatshop. No. I'm just saying, bring our wage where we can comfortably live off of it. Don't tell us that we're lazy because we won't work for minimum wage. No, that's not it. We're not lazy. It doesn't have anything to do with that. We just need to make enough money to survive. That's what we're asking for. And I don't think we're asking for too much. That's what I feel. My own opinion. So when we find the government and the people that are going to take care of the American people and not take care of their own pockets, then, okay, I'm all right. Good. And if we've got, I think truly, I believe that Trump is trying to help the American people. He has so much money, he could care less. But I think he's trying to help the American people, and I think he's getting roadblocks in every place that he turns, whether it be we got rhinos up there or the Democrats. I don't know. But everything he tries to do gets blocked. And how can you get anything to pass and things to get better if everyone's going to keep fighting it? And when he comes up with a good idea and he goes, okay, we're going to do this. We're just not going to tax tips anymore. The next morning we'll wake up and it'll say, and Trump said that he's going to double the price on tips, that he's going to tax double on tips. That's not what he's saying. Listen to him. Don't listen to, you don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. Don't listen to the New York Times because that was the silliest thing I'd ever heard in my life. And don't listen to all these other people that are saying that he's going to pardon Diddy. He's not. He's not, guys. He's not. He's got too much to do than to. In fact, I noticed that his, that comb over that he's got going on right now is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. But I'll bet you that man is bald by the time he gets out of office. Yeah, see? But you know what? They're in China and they paid for it, right? No, he doesn't. You're right. See, Spudsy, you're right. He said, nope, I'm not gonna tax tips. But the way these news reporters are coming out and the way the New York Times is coming out, a big headline will read, Trump said he's gonna double the taxes on tips. No, that's not what he said. I'm just amazed on how fast something got picked up. And we were all here. Or did I watch that by myself? Weren't you guys with me? Nope. I was watching it by myself on the couch. But they asked him, and they said, would you pardon Diddy? And he said, well, I hope he has a fair trial. I'm not watching it. I'm not paying any attention to it. Well, I would hope to heck not you're not watching it. I'm hoping that you're trying to get everybody to quit shooting each other. And I hope that you're trying to make peace. And I hope that you're trying to get our economy up. And, I'm sure after you looked at all the evidence, you wouldn't want anything to do with him anyway. Because it's all there in black and white. Diddy is going to do his time, you guys. I'm telling you right now, I can promise you, he's going to do his time. Hi, Donna. Diddy's going to do life. Because he's not going to be able to behave enough to get off on good behavior. He's going to do life. There is no pardon for Diddy. You're going to hear it everywhere, just like it just started out. Elon Musk is a drug addict. You're going to hear that everywhere too. Get ready for it. It's all coming. You're going to be lambasted with it. And all of it is nothing but lies. And if it comes to fruition, I will get on here. I will be the first to get on here and apologize to everyone that I lied. But it's not going to happen. It's just not. There is so many things. I had a dream last night, and let's see how you guys interpreted it. All right. I was walking down the hallway, and I don't even know where I was at, but I was walking down the hallway, and all of these doors were closed. And I went to open the first door, and it was locked, right? So then I went to the second door, and it was locked. And on and on and on down the line, right? And I thought, why are all these doors locked, and what am I doing in this hallway and all of these doors? And I don't have any keys, so why am I here with all? And all of a sudden I heard this click, 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 and all these doors started unlocking, and they started opening by themselves. Now I take that is we're getting ready to see a whole lot of things come to fruition, and they're all getting ready to come to the light. That's the way I look at that. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. And it's going to be one door right after another. So get ready. It's not going to, and this is the thing, the way the doors open, they didn't take one door open, and then a little while later another door opened, and then a little while later another door. No, it wasn't like that. It was like all of them. It was just like dominoes falling down. Click, 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 and all the doors begin opening. And this is what's going to happen. And all of this stuff is going to come out, and everyone's going to be standing there going, because there's a lot of things that we don't know about, and we're getting ready to find out. And I want to know who is on those 1,000 tapes. I want to know. Inquiry minds want to know. Dear Pam Bondi, please tell me, with all of the hours you watched of these thousands of videotapes, who is participating in the video? Thank you, concerned citizen. Right? Just let us know. Because some heads need to roll. And I don't care what party they're affiliated with. I'm sorry, I don't. When it comes to a child, I don't care. So, have I ranted and raved at you guys enough? I just wanted to hop on here. I heard about it last night, and I've been hearing about it all day. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have got to get on there, and I've got to get this straight. This is not going to happen. No, I won't pardon you. Slam the cell door. Do your time. End of story. You had a judge and a jury of your peers. The end. Think I'm wrong? I got a pretty good idea that that's the way a lot of people feel. A lot of people feel that way. It's not just me. So, now that I've said all of that, I'm going to tell you what candy I made the last 2 days. Over here, Wilma Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, I made something that's called Butterscotch Crisp. And it's like a chocolate, but it's butterscotch. And it's like, it's kind of like a crunch bar. It's kind of like a crunch bar, but it's butterscotch. And then I made a crunch bar with chocolate. And then I made some English toffee. And I want to know how many people, other than one that I know for sure, knows what chamoy is. Ever heard of chamoy? Does anyone know what that is? I'll even spell it out for you here in there it is in the chat. Has anyone ever heard of chamoy other than us people in South Texas? No. Well, okay. Well, I think it comes from Mexico is what it is, but it's chamoy is like a sauce, and they put it on they'll put it like on gummy worms, and they'll put it on like gummy candies. So put it on those. Remember those sour cherries? Yeah, they put it on that, and they put this sauce on there, and then they put what's called uh, tahine. It's like Tajin, and it has like chili powder and salt and those kind of things in it. Anyway, to make a long story short, I made some chamoy from scratch, and it turned out really super good. Oh, and you know what? What else they'll do with chamoy is they'll put it on margarita glasses. If you're having a margarita, it's the red that they put around the rim of the glass with the salt or the sugar. Yeah, yeah. So I made some homemade chamoy, and I did some sour cherries, and I did what else did I do? Let me think for just a second. And then I made some English toffee, and then I made a cinnamon chip bark that it's like a cinnamon chocolate with it's like a white chocolate, but it's cinnamon, and it has big chunks of cinnamon hard rock candy in it. And then I made um okay, they put tahini on all their candy, on all their hard candy, so I made apple candy with that on it, with the tahini on it. And then I know I missed. Oh, I made some peanut brittle too. So there you go. It's Wilma Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Tune in. We'll see what else I can come up with. I think I'm going to do watermelon here in a minute with some of the tahini. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I've been busy. And then, yeah, I like English toffee too. I could eat a lot of English toffee, and I love peanut brittle. So I think that my son, I'm making this, and I'm giving. He's going to take sample bags to work, and then people are going to place orders. So keep your fingers crossed. Let's hope it all works out. If not, I've got a whole bunch of candy I'm going to be eating, so I should be as big as the North 40 by then. It won't take me long. Um, so, anyone got big plans for the weekend other than listening to all of the fake news? I hope y'all are going to have a good weekend. We've got one hurricane in the Pacific. Its name is Alvin. It's getting ready to come across from California and go across Mexico. Wait, it's going to come across from the Pacific across Mexico and may end up in the Gulf. They're not sure. They're watching it really close. We have Alexandria and Barbara getting ready to form in the Atlantic, and they're both headed for the Gulf. So, did anyone know that? Is anyone covering that? Just saying. The big important things that should be covered, that if you live down here, you'd like, oh my God, you know what? No one told me that we had a hurricane in the Gulf. No, because we're too busy finding out who did he beat up this week or this day, or how many other people did he beat up or whatever. I know I'm rambling. I just can't get this point across, that I just feel inside that Diddy's a distraction. So I want you all to start paying attention to everything else that's going on around you. Start watching really close what's going on in Israel and Iran. Watch that closely. Watch China and Taiwan closely. Watch Russia really close. Because Russia's not beyond just going, okay, well, we'll go bug the United States with half our army, and then send the rest. We'll just sit here and shoot it at Ukraine some more. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's big fires going all over the world. And isn't that a world war? We're just not involved yet, and we're getting ready to be. Yeah, I don't want to be a downer, but it's just going on around us. Let's just keep our eyes and ears. What do they say? Keep your ears to the ground and listen to what's going on. Tomorrow night we should be able to see the aurora borealis lights at midnight. If anyone's going to be up that late, we're going to see it down here in South Texas. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around that. And if it doesn't happen, I'm going to say, there you go. There's some more fake news for you. The cop that just got shot the other day because he was going into some big mess that was going on in a mall, and they shot him. I mean, there's all kinds of things going on around us. We need to be watching. We need to be prepared. Stock up. Make sure you got your stuff. I'm not worried about Diddy. I already know Diddy's going to jail for the rest of his life. It's interesting to see how demonic he was, and I'll still be following it come Monday morning. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to start not only talking about Diddy, but if something breaks out in the process, worldwide news or whatever, I'm going to let that out there too. Because I'm not just preaching to you to watch out around you. I'm also going to watch out around me, so I can watch out for around you, or I can deliver it to you, or whatever. How about that? Doesn't that sound great? All right, guys, it's been almost an hour, and man, that time went fast. Like I said, I'm repeating it again. Don't listen to anything unless it's concrete, right? Where's the proof? I never heard him say that he was going to pardon Diddy, because he's not going to. It's not going to happen, guys. Sorry. If you were hoping it was, well, it's not. Diddy's going to do his time. And Carmelo Anthony's going to do his time. Just the way it is. What do they say? It's time to pay the piper. So, you know, this is the thing. We got to watch out. We should have a contest. Who can come up with the biggest fake news story? Because God knows they're going on all around us, right? So, hey, maybe we'll give you a few days, and one morning we could go on, and not now, but we'll figure it out. We'll get a date for it or whatever, and then everyone can tell me their fake news. How about that? No, better yet, when we do our Zoom call, right? Everyone can tell their fake news story. Because believe me, there's enough of them out there. It won't take you very long. Like Elon Musk better go to drug rehab because he's all hopped up on ketamine. No, he's not. He's not. He wouldn't be able to function. He wouldn't be able to make the money he makes right now if he was all hopped up on all that stuff. You look at Kensington Street, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, in YouTube, write Kensington, Kenningiston Street in Philadelphia, and watch all the people that can barely walk because they're all hopped up on something. Some are even bent over, passed out over trash cans. This is what we got going on. Trump said, no more fentanyl in the United States, period. You put a stop to it. Put a stop to it. Don't bring it here. We don't want it. We got enough people that are dying from it. Do you know we got more people? Right. Exactly. Exactly, Donna. It's like, well, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Bill Gates isn't involved in a bunch of this stuff. I don't trust Bill Gates as far as I could throw him. And that wouldn't be very far. And apparently his wife didn't either because she divorced him. So, I'm in good company. I, I just don't trust him. And I can almost bet you that he's on the Mr. E list. And I'll bet you he's on one of the in one of the videos. So all they'd have to say is he was participating in one of the videos. There you go. Proof enough for me. Get a room of people and they can all sit, watch those 1,000 videos and take notes of who's there. I don't care what they're doing because it would make me only want to vomit. But yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that. Gil Bates, right? I love that, Sputsy. That's a good one. I love that. Yeah. He's the one, he's the one they feel like is involved in why, that rock formation. What was it called? The rock formation that just fell. That wasn't supposed to fall. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, they feel like he's involved in that he was the one that was involved in that. Bill Gates was the one that said that we need to knock the population down about 500,000. I mean, the man is pure evil. And why he's not in prison and we don't have him up on trial instead of Diddy is beyond me. Now, that would be a case, although we wouldn't be able to see it either. It wouldn't have a camera because it would be federal. But there's going to be a lot of federal trials. So get ready. They're coming. All right, y'all. The Guidestones. Yes. Thank you, Sputsy. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. They think that he was involved in that somehow or another. But he's the one that had to quote what was said on it, that the population need to go down by 500,000 or 500 million or whatever he said, the crazy man, and then just went and bought all that land so he can live by himself on it. The man's insane. I'm telling you, he's insane. All right, guys. So now we know. We all know now about the fake news. We know. Diddy's not getting a pardon. He's going to prison for life. And Pam Bondi said she saw 1,000 videos that Epstein had. I just want to see the list. Give me the list of who participated in there. And then who used the auto pin. I want to know that. Who used the auto pin. And if it was numerous people, I don't care. I want to know who did it. All of them. Give me all of their names. Because it's our right to know as American citizens who's doing what to us. And then Elon Musk is not a drug addict. All right. So there you go. Covered my bases. It's 1 hour. I love you all. I guess I'm going to have to fix and get my intro back on here. And this is just going to end. So I get my thing back on here. So y'all take care. And I will see you probably tomorrow night, huh? All right. Good night.